Hey guys, Bad Infos here, and these are the 10 best cutscenes in GTA 3. It goes without saying, but I'll mention it anyway, this is all my opinion, and if you disagree with my list, then let me know what your list looks like. I would really love to know, so without further ado, let's begin with the cutscenes. The first cutscene is from the mission Chaperone for Salvatore Leone. Your immediate thought would be that it's the opening cutscene, the one when Maria and Salvatore have a small fight.
Get in the car and keep your big mouth shut.
And when Maria calls you Fido.
Hey Fido, let's go visit Chico and get some party treats.
A truly defining cutscene in the GTA universe, because at that time everyone assumed that Claude's real name is Fido. Well, no, that's not the one which is in 10th place. It's actually the conversation between Maria and Chico. This might be the lowest effort and ugly cutscene in the game. I mean, almost no movement by the characters, very bad camera angle, and they are hard to hear.
There you go, lady. Hey, maybe you should check out the warehouse party at the east end of Atlantic Key.
Then why is this on the list? Well, I played this game for the first time when I was 10 years old. I was a stupid young boy and actually thought that this cutscene was made in such a way to give some sort of tribute to deaf children who play the game. I assumed that they were using sign language. Yeah, I know it's a stupid thing to say, and I was a pretty stupid boy, but at that time this was my favorite because of it. And since it's a very memorable mission for me, it's on the list. Plaster Blaster, a pretty normal day for Claude, going into the public toilets to talk to a mysterious man who takes dumps more often than Claude successfully headshots a police officer. However, this time he was greeted with screams of anger from Ray.
My ass is on the line and you can't even kill a goddamn fly!
Ray thought that Claude betrayed him, so he screamed and made threatening hand motions at Claude. I expected a fight between the two. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Claude, being the good boy he is, he decided to do the job he once started and went off without trying to defend himself. The voice acting by Robert Loggia is superb in this cutscene, and it also seems that Ray is actually spitting as he is talking, which causes Claude to flinch as Ray is screaming at his face. Salvatore is called a meeting. Every cutscene before the final one is complete garbage in this mission. I mean, all they showed was cinematics of a car or van driving and a one-liner from one of the boys.
No fancy crap.
Well, the final cutscene is amazing because we finally see the big dawn of Liberty City, the big old boss of this town. Even Claude seems to be somewhat intimidated by him. We see the relationships the members of the crew have with Salvatore, how Luigi provides girls to him.
My girls have been missing you so long, Salvatore. You've been away too long.
How Joey is his son.
It's my boy.
How you doing, Pop?
How Toni is a big part of the mob.
Tony!
And even that Salvatore knows Toni's mom.
How's your mama? She's a great woman, you know, strong, Firenze.
Which makes me think that Salvatore does not only go for the girls provided by Luigi. This line at the end is the best part of the mission.
I see nothing but good things for you, my boy.
You feel massive respect from Salvatore to Claude and feel that you would be his ally forever. The boat explosion in Bomb the Base Act 2. Hands down the most satisfying cutscene I have ever seen in a video game. Let me explain. As I said, the first time I played this game was 15 years ago when I was 10. Back then this mission was a nightmare to me. I may have attempted it hundreds of times before completing it. And once I saw 8-Ball getting into the door of the ship, and as soon as the cinematic showed up, I literally jumped from joy. A huge boulder fell off my chest because I could finally continue the storyline. This is my most memorable cutscene. The sprint from 8-Ball was scary and dangerous. The sounds that the ship made were realistic too. Sayonara Salvatori, the first mission from Asuka. We met Asuka at the end of the last mission on a boat. From the start I felt that we would have a good business relationship, and this cutscene proved it. She's a very good businesswoman, kinda kinky too.
Maria and I will catch up on old times.
Oh, Asuka, you've got a massager.
That's not a massager.
But she seems to know what she is doing and how to run a gang. She didn't go into stories why this or that should be done and talking about the past, about how she formed a group, who is in it and whatnot. She was straight to the point, and she also got a dildo for Maria, because why not? Taking out the laundry for Toni Cipriani. When you see or hear the voice of Toni, you think to yourself, holy crap, I should stay away from him. He's very intimidating. With one punch, I would fall to the ground and never get up. What a crazy person. This is also shown at the beginning of the cutscene when he says,
Let's teach these would-be tough guys what it means to be a tough guy.
But immediately after that, all of it turned out to be false when his mother opened her mouth.
Sorry, Ma. Yes, Ma.
A grown and intimidating man such as Toni listens to his mom and she controls his life. That's why I love this cutscene, because it went from super serious to very funny because Toni is a mama's boy. The final cutscene in Cutting the Grass for Salvatori. In this mission we see Miguel and Catalina, the two main villains of the game. I like how they stand near the boat with their hands on their thighs. This makes them look more evil, in my opinion. We see the Squealer, as she calls him, give very valuable information to Catalina, our sworn enemy. All of the info about our gang was given to her in mere seconds. This was a nice roundup of the story if anybody missed it. Also, I love Catalina's last words here.
He expects everybody and everything.
And with loyalty like yours, what has he possibly got to worry about?
SAM for Asuka. In this cutscene we see torture. Well, we don't see it, but we hear about it. This is nothing like the torture cutscene in GTA 5. Not even close. But we get some interesting dialogue, like, listen to this.
Do we tighten it some more now or just wait for it to turn black and fall off?
Was she talking about his penis? His penis would fall off when it turns black? Also, there's some gooey yellow stuff.
Oh, what is that gooey yellow stuff?
Is that piss? When his penis falls off, the piss would fall off too? So many questions and no answers. I love this cutscene because it leaves a lot to the imagination and no answers were given. I mean, what would they use the chili oil on?
Now try the chili oil.
The fallen off penis? Who knows? The exchange for Catalina. At the beginning we see some Colombians searching me for weapons. I originally thought that it would be just for show. They checked me for weapons, saw that I had none and let me in. I thought that after the mission I would still have them all on me, because of the game's engine and how the other missions were structured. However, to my surprise, it was not only for show, but an actual thing. You leave your weapons somewhere. Further on in the mission we see Catalina talk about how we were not really an item and she only wanted cash from me, showing her true self.
Shooting you will be a pleasure, but dating you was only business.
And once again, to nobody's surprise, she double-crossed me again, taking the cash and running away.
You have been a busy boy, but you haven't learned. I'm not to be trusted. Kill the idiot!
Lastly, I would like to mention the incredibly beautiful slow motion at the end when Claude punches the Colombian. It was greatly executed. I mean, yeah, Claude should have been dead long before he was able to punch the guy, but hey, it's a video game. And finally, the elevator cutscene in the mission Grand Theft Auto. Oh boy, where do I start? Ever since I started playing the game, I dreamed about being able to use elevators, visit some higher up interiors in these empty skyscrapers in the city. This mission allowed me to do that. I wanted to point a gun at Catalina. I did that. I wanted the bad guys to flee for their life. Well, guess what? Miguel delivered.
Hey, don't shoot, amigo. No problem. We all friends?
Don't be such a pussy!
Catalina shooting Miguel puts the icing on the cake. The way she jumped down and escaped was great to see as well. Also, Asuka is apparently a ninja. I mean, Claude, why didn't you hear the elevator going up? Is he not only mute but deaf too? And finally, in this cutscene we see how Asuka thinks that Miguel killed Asuka's brother, which obviously is not true because I did it in a previous mission.
I want you to kill the Yakuza Wakagashira, Kenji Kassen.
So he'll pay the price for my bad deeds. Claude is hardcore, he doesn't even say anything about it. And those were the 10 best cutscenes in GTA 3 in my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion, which ones do you like the most? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, and if you didn't, then a dislike is fine too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next top 10 video.